You want to be feminine, you want to radiate beautiful, feminine, receptive energy, and you want to step into your soft girl era, you must master the art of subtle confidence, because it definitely is an art, and I am here to show you little strokes, techniques, and tactics to step into your most feminine energy by being subtly confident. Hello, my name is Ilana Files. I'm a certified life coach here to empower women, give them confidence, and step into their most positive and powerful energy possible. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to discuss is what are some major misconceptions we have about femininity. I feel like a lot of people when think femininity, we think like princess and a doll. And of course, I'm not a very good example because, look at the way I do my makeup. Look at the colors I'm wearing. I'm very kind of what would you call stereotypically a feminine, damsel in distress kind of energy, right? That's at least what I come to when I think of femininity. And I think that's what a lot of people think of when they think of femininity. Now, the thing that really is going to set you apart about femininity, and this is how also men can tap into it, but I don't think I'm speaking to men, but if I am, this is how you do it. Vulnerability. Everyone say it with me. Vulnerability is how you step into your feminine energy. And so I'm actually going to break down what the hell femininity actually is. And so I'm going to take this on the perspective of the yin and yang symbol. You guys know it. The dark energy is feminine energy and the light energy is masculine energy. What femininity is being receptive, nurturing, kind, understanding, and overall just being a supportive person, right? So let me give you an example of this. Being receptive is someone gives you a compliment or they want to give you something small, and instead of saying, oh no, I don't deserve that, and feeling like less than, you gratefully accept the gift. To just purely say thank you. This makes me so happy. I'm so grateful that you've given this to me. And on another aspect, if you're thinking of this in just like, let's say, a partner aspect, you have to be very supportive. So when they do something amazing or they accomplish something, you acknowledge it and you nurture those good feelings in them and you recognize their power and potential. And of course, femininity also, like I said, represents empathy. So to really be in your feminine, you have to be able to feel the other person's emotions. You can't really be so concerned about yourself. You have to be able to, in an aspect, give, which is a masculine thing, but I feel like there's a balance, but give presence, give understanding. And I think that's the most powerful way to be, besides vulnerability, is presence. Because in retrospect, they're kind of one of the same, because when you are vulnerable, you have to be present, right? You can't technically be vulnerable and be somewhere else or think about something else or worry about something else. You have to be present exactly where you are so you can fully understand, listen, and be supportive. And that's really what femininity is. And if I were to break it down into like one sentence, it's always praise in public and criticize in private, okay? And now I'm going to talk about femininity in a relationship aspect when it comes to a hypermasculine. I'm assuming, let's say we take it in a heterosexual sense, but also in a essence way, right? Like if you know that you are more of a masculine person, you're a go-getter, you're high into ambition and you want to be seen and all these things, knowing that about yourself, you can also manipulate your energy and do things in a different way. But again, I'm assuming you click on this video to be more feminine, to be more receptive, to have more empathy, and to be more supportive, especially in a relationship. Now, when it comes to men, right, if you want a hyper masculine man because you're trying to be quote unquote hyper feminine, okay, they live for you, right? Because the art of subtle confidence is that men want to please you. Men want you to receive them, to receive all their support. And receiving isn't just about taking it. It's about not only taking it with gratitude, but also complimenting them and supporting them for what they have given you. Which brings me to my next thing about men, which is men have very big egos. They have huge egos. And if you really want to be feminine, okay, do not compete with men. Just don't do it, okay? It does not help you. Subtle confidence, you do not have to compete because you know exactly who you are. You know the woman that you are. I would like to give an example of the behind the glass kind of theory. This is about being a quote unquote high value woman, okay? If we want to align with that idea. When you are behind the glass, right, it means you are a high ticket item. No one can actually put their hands on you. No one has access to you, such as, I know I'm referencing us as women in our energy, but think of your energy as a very expensive designer handbag. And so because of that, no one can put their grubby hands on it. Like clearance, everyone can try you on, they can rub you, they can touch you, but behind the glass, baby, no, you have to ask the clerk, you have to ask permission. You have to have a certain level of prestige/income to even come close to that bag, right? And that's the same going with your energy. If you feel you have to compete with the man, that means you feel like you have to prove yourself to the man. You don't have to prove anything to a man because you are the experience that the man wants to have, okay? If a man is in their hyper masculine, they want to serve you, they want to give to you. And it makes them feel needed, makes them feel like they have purpose. And it makes them feel empowered as a man if you can sit back and let them do it. Like they say, women want love, but men want respect, okay? And how do you respect someone? You sit back and you let them do the work. You let them solve problems. You let them provide for you, because it's saying that this is going back to that whole art of subtle confidence. If you are confident in your own ability as a person, as your own ability as a woman to provide for yourself, and you know your worth, if you want to be like, again, referencing behind the glass kind of woman, why would you need to prove it? You respect this man enough to know that you are going to take care of me. Think about it like this, right? If, let's say you think of yourself as a precious thing that you have created. And I know it's weird, but kind of think of yourself, let's say you were to birth something that you really care about, or you've created something that you really care about, or you've invested a lot into something, okay? And I really want you to think of yourself like that. You've invested a lot of things into yourself, right? Into maybe your healing journey, maybe, or you're just embarking on that. If you are, again, come meet up with me. We can chat and we can go on to this healing journey together. Let's say you think of yourself as an investment, like you've invested all this money, this time, all these things into yourself, right? And so a sign of true respect for a man is saying that I am giving you something that's very precious to me, something that I've invested a lot of time into, a lot of money, a lot of effort I put to build myself up. Because again, being a high value woman isn't just like, oh, I think I'm the baddest bitch on the block and I'm beautiful and whatever. No, being high value is, like I said, being okay, being receptive, nurturing, also not having a big ego saying like, look at me. If you are subtly confident, you don't need someone, you're not screaming at someone to look at you. You are being looked simply because of who you are. And so this is what I mean by the biggest way you can respect a man is letting him take care of you, because you're saying that I am allowing you to nurture and care for me, even though I can do it for myself. And I believe you're going to do a good job. I believe you might even do better than I am. So I'm going to sit back and watch you work. I'm not going to criticize you, like you can criticize, but always praise first. Say, I recognize that you took the effort to, make me this, or I recognize you took the effort to buy me this shirt. Honestly, I don't really like the color yellow, but I really appreciate the thought. Next time, maybe, you could maybe text me and ask me, hey, what kind of shirt would I want? What do you think about that? And, from there, you're not saying, oh, what the hell, this is an ugly shirt. No, you're just going to simply say, hey, this isn't exactly what I wanted, but I'm greatly appreciative and so happy that you thought of me and decided to get me this thing. And that brings a totally different energy to the equation. And subtle confidence is not, I'm screaming for attention. I'm not screaming for someone to take care of me. Subtle confidence is saying, I can take care of myself. I know exactly who I am. I know my worth. And if you're going to step up to the plate, you're going to step up to the plate. If you're not, I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to shout. Someone said it beautifully. I read it and it said like, a really feminine woman doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard. If I have to raise my voice at you, I clearly don't want to have a conversation with you because you don't respect me enough to shut your mouth and listen to what I'm saying. Get it? It's different. You know that what you say is of value. You know that your problems are of value. And essentially, it's just saying that you have self-worth. Because when you feel worthy as a woman, as a person, screw femininity just in general. If you feel like you are worthy, you don't have to scream and shout, look at me, please validate me. No, you don't need that. That's what really screams femininity, is saying, you don't have to validate me, but you can make my life better. No, seriously, if that's really what you want, Now let's talk about subtle confidence in a way of competition, right? And what I mean by that is, let's give an example of, let's say you see a beautiful woman walking past you, and, maybe a part of you kind of feels a little triggered or a little like, beautiful woman, right? I understand that. What you're going to do is, instead of being worried or getting jealous or, whatever it is, right? You're just going to acknowledge like, hey, this woman is very beautiful, but also I'm beautiful. Even if it's not beauty, maybe you're also very kind, or you're understanding, or you're very smart. Whatever characteristic that brings you a lot of value and makes you feel very confident in yourself, you're just going to remind yourself of that thing and then acknowledge the woman as whatever she is. Now, this is a very big part of subtle confidence when it comes to relationships in general, okay? We're taking with an example of a beautiful woman walks by, and let's say your partner looks at that woman, okay? You are not going to get mad. Nay. Do not get mad at him, okay? What you're going to do instead is you're going to pull back your energy. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? How do, probably like, how the hell do I pull back my energy? Exactly that. Just think about when you, again, back to the whole thing about being feminine in the beginning when I said about vulnerability and being present. If you're facing towards your man, right? Because that's another really big sign that you like somebody is you face them, right? You give them you open your heart to them. You face forward towards them. As a woman, pulling back your energy is slightly tilting your body this way. If your man is right here and you just kind of, he already knows that's a cue. I am no longer open to you. Because when you're facing someone, right, your body language is saying, I'm open to you, I'm receptive to you, I'm paying attention to you, you have my attention. But even just a slight 45-degree angle turn, that automatically is saying, hey, I don't like what I'm doing. Another thing, this is a little hack for body language. If you want to know who kind of likes you, look at their feet. Feet never lie. People who have they're most comfortable with, or most in tune with, or whatever, most attracted to, their feet will always tell you. Okay, so even a man could kind of be talking to one woman, but if his feet are pointing to the other woman, he clearly has a preference to that woman. But you can very well face someone, but your feet can point another way. So if you want to know really the hack of it, the feet never lie, bro. I'm cognizant of that, so sometimes if I don't want them to know, I'll turn my feet, but most people don't know about that, so look at the feet. Just a little sidebar. But pulling back your energy is saying that whatever you're saying or whatever you're doing, I'm no longer paying attention to that. I'm no longer engaged with that. And you can feel it. You definitely can feel it. And that's another thing about femininity that I don't think a lot of people understand, is the playing with energies. Because please let me know down in your comments, or maybe I'm just really crazy, but I'm very cognizant of energy, right? Because something simple as someone walks in the room and the energy of the room completely changes, right? Because they have a certain power, some certain prowess, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Someone has a certain energy, right? And the whole room shifts, or someone says something and you can feel it, like it gets heavy, or it's almost like it gets still. That's the best way I could describe it, right? You feel like still. You're like, oh no, like frozen in time almost, right? And so in a relationship as a woman, right, you have to also be aware of your energy, but also your partner's energy. And being aware of that energy, you can definitely feel the shifts. At least I can. They're very subtle though. They're not something that, I don't want people to think that's like the room example is a very big energetic shift. That's why I brought up to it. Let's say you and your boyfriend were talking about something, or you were the person you're interested in. You guys are talking about something, and you guys clearly disagree on something, right? And now the energy between y'all are a little different, right? It's kind of like it's a little stale. It's a little like it wasn't as like flirty or happy or whatever. And it's up to you as a woman to kind of like shift that energy to say, okay, you know what? Like I think we just disagree on this, and that's cool, but blah, 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 and just like crack a joke or something, or laugh or whatever, what I'm saying, to ease that energy up again. And that's what I mean about pulling back your energy, because men are also aware of that. Like men don't think they're intuitive, but they are. And if the man really actually cares about you and wants to cater to you, he'll definitely feel your energy. And that's why it's so hyper important to be aware of your energy. Honestly, I probably should start a podcast like this, but the first thing to really be feminine is being aware of your energy, being aware of when you're triggered, being aware of when you're jealous, being aware of when you're happy, being aware of when you're in your flow, and being aware of what actions and things that stimulate you or trigger you, and just knowing how to control those things, And that's really what screams feminine. You have to be expressive to be feminine. I don't want you to think that you're just like this calm thing, but it's like you are going to be manipulatively expressive, if that makes sense. And I know that sounds so bad, but manipulation isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just a way to get what you want. Most people use it in a negative connotation, but really manipulation is just essentially, playing chess, right? You can't play chess if you're never aware of energy, of your energy specifically, because how are you supposed to manipulate someone else's energy if you can't even manipulate your own? Women who are very feminine are the driving force for men, because they love to see us in our flow. They love to see us expressive. They love to see us when we are in our most feminine energy, free to express, free to laugh, free to be ourselves. Men love being around that. They love receiving all that love. Being loved by another woman, it just feels good. You know what I'm saying? It feels like warm and makes you feel great, and you want to do more for them simply because of that. And that's essentially what femininity is knowing the worth of your energy, knowing the worth of who you are, and never trying to prove that. And if something doesn't go the way that you want it to, you simply just pull back your energy, because you know it's worth too much. You are behind the glass. Like, if you're not going to respect, appreciate, and honor my energy, why am I going to give it to you? And that is pretty much the biggest stroke of subtle confidence. But the only way you learn to pull back your energy and pull back your intention, pull back your presence, is being aware of it. And I'm telling you right now, I'm so good at this. Like, I will be so engaged, in it, I'm talking to you, I'm nodding, I'm blinking my eyes at you, I'm facing you. But the moment something happens and I do not like it, it's subtle, bro. Subtle confidence also comes with subtle consequences. I don't have to make a big deal about it. It should be, oh, you're really quiet right now. You just seem really, really upset. Like, did I do something? You just seemed so happy a second ago. And if you want to express discontent, be like, I really didn't appreciate the way that you looked at the woman. It made me feel like you didn't appreciate me. It made me feel very like you're not recognizing that I'm right here with you. That was beautifully said, because I'm not ever saying you made me feel insecure, you did this. I just said I'm feeling this way because of this action. And that is essentially femininity, is you just have to always essentially kind of like take responsibility for your emotions, and therefore reflect, what you're feeling. And if you can do that, that's the most vulnerable thing you can do, is saying that what you're doing is making me mad, but not like you as a person is making me mad. And that's essentially femininity, right? Being able to confidently just articulate that and hold your energy, essentially. Just know the value of your energy, and knowing the value of just who you are, and being okay with that. And not feeling like you have to justify that. And it's subtle, bro. It's not something that's like, oh my God, I'm a girl, and I do makeup and I do this. No, femininity is simply, I'm an uplifting person, and I also feel like I don't have to justify my worth. I don't have to justify who I am. If you don't want to give that to me, I'll just go find someone who will. Or I know that if you're not going to give it to me, I'll give it to myself, because I've worked on it, because I've developed this, and because I know my worth. Like, be aware of the man who doesn't get up to fight. Okay, like, let's say a fight breaks out in front of him, but he's the last man to get up. There's two reasons why that man has decided not to get up. The first reason is because he knows that if he throws hands, someone will get hurt. The second reason is he knows the value of fighting. Not only does he understand that someone will get hurt, but he also knows the potential of hurting himself, because you're fighting with your body. That's essentially feminine energy, is that the power and impact that you have, and what would happen when you go and exude that power. So just remember that femininity is the art of subtle confidence. Know your worth, know who you are. And the only way you can do that is, again, through self-discovery, doing things that make you feel good about yourself, just overall being more in tune with yourself, kind of being self-obsessed a little bit. But when you're self-obsessed, you know your worth. And then when you go and give someone your energy, you know the price that they have to pay for that. You get it? You feel me? Get it? Okay, don't be self-absorbed in a way of like, you're ugly, right? I don't know another way to say that. Just be in a way of, you're so aware of yourself, and you have an understanding of yourself and your energy that, again, you know the price and or the value of that. And you'll just scream femininity. Men will just want to cater to you and do things for you simply because you just ask for it. And you don't have to demand it. No one wants to be demanded. But if you're this very receptive, nurturing, and like, again, you don't have to be super girly. You can just be a regular girl. But when someone opens the door for you or they do something subtle, you acknowledge them and you thank them for that. They're gonna want to do that again, because men love to feel appreciated. Men love to feel like they're the hero, they're not in shining armor. And regardless, so does women. Women love to feel like they've helped another girl. So again, acknowledging that and saying like, and then expressing what that made you feel. I feel so happy. I feel so appreciated. I'm so grateful for you. They're gonna keep on dishing shit out to you because you're so willing to receive it. God loveth a grateful giver and a receiver, and just like everybody. And if you want to step into that receptive energy, acknowledge it, be grateful for it, and always just ask for things, Do never demand it. Never be like, I want the new lip gloss. Be like, I've really been eyeing this lip gloss, and I feel like it would just look so beautiful on me. I'll get it for you. Really? Thank you so much. Like, oh my gosh, like that meant so much to me. Like, I really wanted this, and now my lips are gonna look so juicy, and I'm just so happy that, like, and especially if it's like your partner, I always love physical contact. So give them a little hug, give them a little kiss, and just be like, thank you so much for taking care of me. Thank you so much for getting this for me, and really feel it and be in the moment and express it, and they're just gonna love it. Like, the expression of who you are is so beautiful, but you have to be confident in who you are in order to express yourself authentically. So yeah, that was the end of this episode. If you got anything informative or great about it, please let me know in the comments. Again, I have a link down in the description. If you want to support my channel, go ahead and give a little donation. I love that so much. Let's try feminine energy. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to receive, and I love you guys deeply. If you want to actually join a coaching relationship with me and become one of my clients, click the link below, schedule a Google Meet with me, and we'll discuss and see what are some of your goals and practicalities. If you're listening to this on Spotify, please like it. I'm here when I'm here. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.